Hi, this is Ms. Zhu here, and this is the second part to the video for the worksheet homework number 9 on exponent rules. And the answers we did already do number 1 and 2, so you can see that 1 and 2 is right there. I'm going to work out number 3 and number 4, and if you want to see more details about the answers that are already there from before, you got to look at the video beforehand. That was part 1. Number 3. I have 12y to the 6 over 14x to the 6. So I do need to simplify the 12 and the 14, so I can divide that both by 2, giving me 6 over 7. And then I'm going to expand out the y's. I'm going to expand out the x's in the denominator. And you know, I can't really cross anything out and simplify anything. So you know what, that's really going to be my final answer, just 6y to the 6th power over 7x to the 6th power. And I didn't need to simplify any of the variables at all. For number 4, when I look at the 12, and I can put a 1 there, I don't need to simplify that part. I do need to simplify the x's and the y's, so I'm going to go ahead and write that out. I have x in the numerator, x, 8 of them in the numerator and the denominator. Okay, and then I don't seem to have that much space. I'm going to move to the side over here, and then I have y's. So I'm going to line up the y's just like I did the x's to make it a little easier for me to organize. I have y's, 8 of them in the numerator. Okay, and then I have 7 y's in the denominator. Okay, I'm going to cross out the x's. It's having a little bit of trouble here. And I'm going to cross out 2 x's over here. With the y's, I'm going to cross out 7 y's. What I have left is 12 in the numerator. I do have a y over here. Don't want to forget about that. I could put the 1, but I don't have to. And if I can't out my x's, I have x to the 6th, and that would be my final answer for number 4. I'm going to erase the 1 because it's actually not necessary, and that would be a better way to write the answer for number 4. Okay, and then number 5. I want to simplify the 12 and the 15 by dividing both of those numbers by 3. That would be their common factor. I would get 4 over 5. And I'm going to take care of the y's and the x's. I have y's, 8 of them, being multiplied together repeatedly. So I have 8 of them. And in my denominator, I have 3 x's, x times x times x. And I have 6 y's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, extend my fraction bar there. It don't seem like there's any x's that they share, but I do see y's. So I'm going to cross one of those out, another one, another one, another one, another one, and another one. And I have 2 y's left over, and I have 3 leftover x's in the denominator. So I'm going to write my final answer, which is 4y to the 2nd power over 5x to the 3rd power. Remember, the reason why I'm canceling out the x's, the y's here, is because y divided by y is the same number like 5 divided by 5, which that would give me the answer 1. So all of these represent 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just like in the denominator, these all represent 1. So no matter if I multiply a number by 1, it's not really going to change my answers. So you can kind of think of that as a canceling out. Okay, so we call that expand out. So when in doubt, expand out. In this question here, we would cancel them because of the division. If it's in multiplication, they are not written below each other like that. On number 6, I want to divide this 12 or the 14 and the 8 by the common denominator, which would a common factor, which would be 2. In my numerator, I would get 7. In my denominator, I get 4. Then I do want that as part of my answer later, but I don't have much space. No, I will move it over. And x to the 3rd power would be 3 x's. And then in my denominator, I also have 1x. In my numerator, I have 8 x's, or sorry, 8 y's. In my denominator, I have 3 y's in my denominator, 8 y's in my numerator. I'm going to cross out and cancel out these 2 x's, these 2 y's, these 2 y's, these 2 y's. What I have left is 7x squared. Y's, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Y to the 5th over 4 is the only thing left in the denominator, and there's my final answer. If you find that nothing is left in the numerator or the denominator, then 1 would go there. Because remember, when I cross these out, those are all 1s. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay? And then number 7, I'm going to simplify the 15 and the 9 by dividing both of them by 3. I get 5 over 3. Then I'm going to expand the x's out and the y, so x and y both are in the numerator. In the denominator, I have x, 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 x. I have a lot of x's and y's in this worksheet here. And y times y. So I'm going to cancel out one of the x's here, a y and a y here. And what I have left is a 5 in the numerator, a 3, and if I count that, that should give me 7 x's. And this will help me. I had 8, but I knew one of them canceled out, so I know I have 7 left. So x to the 7th, and then there's just one y left, so I can leave it just like that. Okay, and then going down to the bottom of the worksheet, in the previous video, I actually worked out problems number, the odd problems, but this time I'm going to work out the evens. Getting confused here. And there it is. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. So I gave you those answers, and I did want you to try the evens, and here are the final answers for the evens. Number 10 is going to be 1 over x squared. Number 12 was negative 4 over m. Number 8 is 8 over r to the 3rd. Number 16 is 1 over 2. Remember that a 0 exponent, the answer will always be 1, so for 18 it's 1. Number 20, you multiply 3 and 5, which is 15. You add up the 2 with the 1 over here, which gives you a to the 3rd power. And if I expand it, I could write a times a and a, so that's a total of 3 a's repeated. And then the last answer here would be 24 n to the 7th.